lived in a city that knows how to keep its secrets. But one man is still trying to find the answers to life's persistent questions. Guy Noir, Private Eye.
It was May, and people had switched over to their spring parkas, hoping that winter was over, that we weren't going to get one of those Mother's Day blizzards like we've seen in the past. I was in my office. I was tearing off the sheets of polyurethane, covering up my windows there for insulation, and trying to, opening that window. Well, it's not bad out there. How you guys doing, huh? Kind of a tough winter, wasn't it? Last fall there were eagles, and now they're pigeons. Yeah, the door's unlocked. Come on in. It was Wendell from Danny's Deli.
Hey, Mr. Noir. I brought you the newspaper and your coffee.
Oh, thanks, Wendell. But would you mind not bring me the paper, okay?
Huh?
Just, you know, been so grim lately. Just take it away, please.
Well, I thought you'd want to know.
No.
I mean,
Oh,
you're
my
a detective
gosh.
and all.
Look at that headline. More snow expected Tuesday.
Uh-oh.
I didn't want to know that. Why would I want to know that? Come on, get out of here.
Well,
Come on. The coffee is white. I take my coffee black. You know that. Wendell, please.
Sorry.
And that was the day I headed down to Iowa to get away from winter and find some spring. And also to respond to a call from Fifi, the future independent farmers of Iowa, a farmer named Cleo Bellagio.
Oh, come down to Des Moines, Mr. Noir. We'll make it worth your while.
I always knew that Iowa farmers were fabulously wealthy, but I wasn't quite prepared for the Bellagio farm. A big iron gate opened, and there was a peacock and a thoroughbred horse in the meadow, and a woman leading a jaguar on a leash. She was wearing a tiny tank top made from Egyptian cotton with a very high thread count. I looked very closely at it, and a pair of black satin pants so tight I could read the driver's license in her back pocket. And yes, indeed, she was from Iowa. She led me over the hill, as so many women have, and we came upon a mansion. Looked like Louis XIV had just vacated the night before.
Oh, this way, Mr. Noir.
Oh, it's quite a spread you have here, Miss Bellagio.
Oh, yes. Well, my great-grandfather invented a process for turning chicken manure into silk fabric.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Must have been awfully smart, huh?
Well, he went to Grinnell.
Yes, right.
So, of course, he knew a few things.
Of course, yes.
But agriculture is in terrible danger in Iowa.
Oh, really?
Oh, come in. I want you to meet some people.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, this is the gallery, Mr.
Yes.
Noir.
Yes.
And here is the library.
I see that, yeah.
And this is the solarium.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is my husband, Leo.
Hey there.
And brother Louis.
Well, glad to meet you.
And Louis's wife, Lily.
My pleasure.
And my ne'er-do-well brother, Larry.
Welcome to Iowa, Mr. Noir.
Well, it's like this, Mr. Noir.
Yes, go ahead.
We raise parsnips, potatoes, pigs, and poultry down here, and we've been through the organic revolution. Yeah, where you couldn't sell a dang thing unless it had the word organic on it.
Yes.
Right. So we had to work in the fields with rubber gloves, and we couldn't spit in the field or take a leak unless we were on an all-organic diet for 48 hours. And Larry here has a hankering for non-organic chewing tobacco.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so he lets loose a cheek full of juice, and the whole crop was lost.
Yeah, it cost us thousands and thousands of dollars.
boy.
Oh, and now, in addition to organic, there's a new standard called humane treatment of animals. They sell the meat with a sticker that says, from animals who were gently raised according to the highest standards of the Humane Society. Supermarkets will not take meat that doesn't come with that sticker.
Yeah, now they install surveillance cameras on the farm to see if we're nice to the animals.
Yes.
Yeah, well, just look at this video here. This is Louis trying to get a pig out of the parsnips. Watch this.
For the love of God, go ahead, get out of here. Come on, go. Yeah.
What, so they penalized you for just yelling at a pig?
Yeah, I never touched the pig. I
Right.
just yelled at it, and
see
it
that.
couldn't sell the pork to grocery stores.
Seems odd you can't even yell a pig. What was a pig for, huh?
Listen to this one. Larry here got upset with a chicken. All right, look at this video here.
Hey, get out of my face! You dumb chicken! Get out of my face! Get out!
Oh, boy.
She just flew up in my face, and all I did was grab her and throw her. But, you know, these chickens are smart. This one knew she was on camera, and she walked around with a limp. Yeah, pretending to be hurt. Nothing wrong with her, but they put a quarantine on the whole dang herd.
I slapped a cow once.
Oh, yeah?
I was putting the milker on her, and she swapped my with her tail, and I lost it. And all of a sudden, I just, you know, and they penalized us for that.
They're just slapping a cow.
Well, they got it on camera. The cow pretending to be in pain.
Right.
Oh my.
Yeah, I tell you, people in the city don't understand farming at all. They want these guarantees that their food is raised in some kind of heavenly paradise or something, which it ain't.
Oh, and now there's a new requirement. In addition to organic and humane, there's a requirement that the food was raised by person who make no derogatory comments based on race, gender, religion, sexual orientation, or residence.
Residents? Really?
Yeah, you know what that means? It means we can't tell jokes about Minnesotans.
You mean that, let me get this straight. You mean you have told jokes about Minnesota?
We have in the past.
Yeah, they're the only jokes the animals seem to enjoy.
The Minnesota jokes.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear about the Minnesotans who went to the drive-in movie to see a movie called Closed for the Season? And they hated it so much they got rowdy and ripped up the seats.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never heard that one before, no.
Yeah, what makes a Minnesotan's eyes sparkle?
What?
Shining a flashlight in his ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cows love that one.
And the Minnesotan was asked to use the word fascinate in a sentence. And he said, my sister has a sweater with 10 buttons, but her chest is so big she can only fascinate.
Oh, I just got that
Never heard that told about Minnesotans before.
Okay. The Minnesotan walks down the road wearing one shoe, okay? He meets a woman from Iowa who says, how did you lose your shoe? And he says, didn't lose a shoe, I found one.
I love that one.
Yeah, how about the Minnesotan checked into a hotel, went to the room. 5 minutes later, he calls down to the desk, says, can't get out of his room. He says, there's one door that leads to the bathroom, another door that goes into the closet, and a door with a do not disturb sign on it. I don't know what to do about it.
So, down here you tell these jokes about Minnesotans, huh?
Well, of course, that's who they're about.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, other places they might tell them about other people.
Oh, like who? Wisconsinites?
Sure, yeah.
I don't think so, no.
So the Minnesotan and the Iowan go into the men's room, and when he's done, the Minnesotan stops to wash his hands, and he says, in Minnesota, we're brought up to wash our hands after we pee. The Iowan says, in Iowa, we're brought up not to pee on our hands.
I've heard that joke, but not told just that way.
But starting next week, we can't tell these jokes anymore. Or else we can't put that sticker on our parsnips and potatoes, and then we'll be out of business.
You could always change Minnesotan to Canadian, no?
That wouldn't make sense. They're not about Canadians.
No. Hey, this is my dog's favorite joke. Come here, boy. Got one for you here. Okay, so the Minnesotan buys a chainsaw at the hardware store. Next day comes back, says, hey, this chainsaw takes forever to cut down one little tree. And the clerk says, well, let me take a look at it. He pulls the starter rope. Chainsaw starts up. The Minnesotan says, hey, what's all that noise?
I couldn't help them with their problem, but we enjoyed a lovely dinner of pork and potatoes and parsnips, and they told dozens of Nebraska jokes, none of which I could repeat in mixed company. And it was spring, it was warm, and I told a joke about the wooden puppet who was pining for his girlfriend, who told him if he spruced himself up, he'd be more popular. And though it went against the grain, he drank a bottle of Bordeaux and got stiff as a board. It was okay, but it sure wasn't as good as those Nebraska jokes, I have to say.
A dark night in a city that knows how to keep its secrets, but a light shines on the 12th floor of the Acme building. Guy Noir, Private Eye.